Hi there, in this video we're going to take a look at navigating Social Squared. The purpose of that is so that you can find your way around, you know how to create a topic and how to read a topic, search for topics, also reply to topics, and also see some of the other views that are inside of Social Squared as well. And we'll be doing that in both SharePoint Online and also inside of Microsoft Teams. So let's start by taking a look at an instance of Social Squared, and this is around well-being, but of course Social Squared could be on any subject at all. So the first thing I wanted to point out to you is what's what inside the homepage, if you like, of Social Squared. And what you'll see here in this case is the forum group view, where we've got the forum groups are these bars that you see going across. And inside of Teams, I'll just revert to that. These are the grey bars, or if you're using the dark mode, there'll be a different color as well. But they are basically the category of the forums. So if you are creating a discussion board around vehicles, let's say, it may be a particular vehicle make in particular, so something like BMW. We may have 3 series BMWs as one forum group and 5 series BMWs as another group and 7 series BMWs as a third group. And inside there we could have different forums for different types of issues that you might have with your BMW. So mechanics could be the subject matter experts, and we as users of those BMWs may have a question. Let's say my handbrake is failing. So if my handbrake is failing, there's probably going to be a forum under 3 series forum group to do with the brake system. So in here where we've got things like working remotely and working hours and making time for you, this could be, like I said, bodywork issues, it could be electrical issues, and it could be mechanical issues. So if it was the handbrake, I may go into the mechanical issues, and that's where I create my question so that a subject matter expert can help me. And of course, we could reflect those forums through each of the different forum groups for 5 series BMW, 7 series BMW, and so on. So that's the structure. It's going to be different in every single instance of Social Squared because that's depending on how you're intending to use Social Squared. In this case, we've got the work-life balance as forum group. We have health and safety as a forum group, and also employee growth and development, and last of all, pensions. And you'll see the different forums related to each of those forum groups as well. So you can navigate into those forums. So if I was interested in working remotely, I would click onto working remotely, and in here is where I can see the different topics that people have created that may be questions, they may be brainstorming suggestions, there may be ideas, but each of these I can go through and navigate into them to read that discussion thread. So if I look at the very top one, it says how can I work from home? We can see there the conversation, which isn't a great deal going on in that one, and you can see some others as well that are taking place. So we've got the main topic, which is the question that somebody might be asking, and then lots of people replying to that, and we'll jump in and have a look at one of those in more detail. So from this view, the topics view, we can see all of the different topics. They'll be in bold if there's one that you've not read before, so you can jump in and have a look at that if it's new to you. We can see how many replies and how many views each one has had, and we can also see who the latest post was, and that would be the latest reply, if you like, to a thread if there are replies. So that's how we can view those, and also inside this view as well, you'll see some of the other information, such as ratings. We can see that this is also marked as answered. You may also see that it's marked as featured. It could be pinned at the very top as a sticky post and so on, and each of those will have a symbol illustrating that as well that you can go through and view. So the other thing we can do from here is hover over. Whenever you see an avatar, hover over it and you'll see the people card for that person, so we can see some information about that user, maybe reach out to them on email or telephone as well, should you want to. Okay, so that's the sort of navigation. You've got that breadcrumb trail that takes you back and forth as well. Now there's other views inside of Social Squared. So clicking onto the top left hand corner is your view menu, and inside of there, if you are a site owner or a team owner, you're going to see forum settings. You won't see forum settings if you're just a member of a team site or a SharePoint site. Underneath that, we've got favorites. So favorites is a great one to sort of come back to anything that you want to be able to get back to easily. So it's a bit like bookmarking a website inside of your browser. The way that you mark something as a favorite is when you navigate into it, we can choose this icon here. This unmarks as favorite and adds to favorites. Yeah, going into that favorites view is where you will now see everything that you marked as a favorite. We also have popular topics. So the popular topics is going to show you topics based on how many views they've received. So in here we can see the one with the most views of being 31 here is right at the very top, and you can see that of course reduces as we scroll down. That doesn't matter what forum group or what forum those topics are in. If it's within inside this site or the team, you're going to see those inside that same view. And we also have a recent activities as well. So as you can see, there's not many or none at all recent activities in this case. If we just jump across to Teams here, we might see something different because this is a different instance of Social Squared. So I can go to the recent activities view here and see everything that is recent in that instance. We also have followers. So it's possible to follow another user, and of course other users may follow me as well. So whenever you see somebody's name, like demo user 6 here, as I click demo user 6, notice I have the option to follow demo user 6. And the benefit of that is that anything that demo user 6 now posts, I'm going to be alerted to via email. So I can come in and take a look at that post. So if demo user 6 is maybe my teacher or my community of practice leader or subject matter expert, and I like what they're posting, I could be alerted to any new posts that they create. We can also see active users, so that's another view that we have, so we can see who's most active inside the forums. There's a users posts as well. With this one, we can actually do a search on a particular user and select their name using the people picker and then click view, and that allows me to go through and see all of the topics that that person has created, and of course we can navigate through to view that topic and reply to it if we want to, or provide some feedback on it. And we also have things like my posts, which is great feature, so you can see all the posts that you've created, so you can manage those. And in here, if you're using moderation, it may be that you created a post that has to be approved before it's going to display, in which case we can see any of those that are pending and any that have been deleted or rejected as well. And if it has been deleted or rejected, it may be that you want to come in and make a correction to something that you've posted so that it can then be approved. And we also have unanswered topics as well. So these are topics where there isn't a reply that has been marked as answered, and therefore it's just going to appear in here. So that's a great one if you are a subject matter expert and you're looking to provide help to people. Quite likely these topics here, those people are still waiting for help. So you can go in one by one and reply to them if they haven't been replied to yet. Or if you're a moderator or a subject matter expert, you may want to go through and mark something as answered as well. And then we also have a tag cloud. So the tag cloud is a way of navigating topics based on the tags. So we can go through and choose a topic such as vacation or whatever. So we can see those topics that have been marked with the tag. So that's how we can navigate those different views. Now there's search in here as well. So if I do a search on the word working as an example, I need to enter once I've entered my search term, and we can see any posts that contain the word working that have been brought back, and we can of course go through and view those topics. You can refine your search based on date and time, and you can also refine it based on some of these other options as well, like do we want to search the title, do we want to search the content, do we want to search the tags, and you've also got a complete words thing as well, which is where, you know, if I put in work as an example, it's only literally returning the word work, and and also workers and working and so on. So I can just deselect that, and it will make a difference for me. So we can go through and change that. We can also add different words to a phrase. So working and remotely will guarantee that those two words are next to each other. And if they're not highlighted, it may be that it was tagged with working remotely or something like that too. So that's how we can go through and search the content. So if you want to create your own post, you can basically go into the forum that is most likely where your post is going to be answered. So if it is a question about working remotely, that's the forum that we would go into. And in here you can go through and add a new topic. So this is where we would put our subject. So I'm just going to put our subject, and we can then put a body. So this is the body. You've got a full rich text toolbar in there, so you can style your post and so on. And then here we have the tags. So it's the tags that enable your post to be easily found. You may have some tags suggested to you. So that's because the content that you wrote is similar to some other posts that had some tags. So you can just simply select those, or I can just create my own tag as well. So I could put in a tag of the word body, for example, and also notice how when I start typing, if there's a tag that's already been used that I can reuse, I can select that as well. And in here you can also attach files to your post if you want to, and then we can hit add, and that's how we create our new topic. All right, so that's how we can navigate Social Squared, and like I say, the exact same thing inside of Microsoft Teams. So you've got the same forum groups, and by the way, those forum groups can be expanded and collapsed and so on. In this particular example, we've got different forums. So questions about Lightning Adapter, for example, we can go in and view that one. Again, reply to it if we want to. So that's where we can hit reply. So I'll put my reply, and we can also rate the post as well if we want to, and that type of thing. All right, so I hope you found that useful from a sort of getting started point of view. There are some more features that we're going to dive in deeper as these videos go on, but hopefully this will give you enough to get going with Social Squared. Many thanks. Bye.